Hello my dear fashion lovers and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you my forever fashion regrets. I recently scrolled through the pictures on my mobile phone, the oldest of them being 10 years old, and I have discovered how far I have come in my style journey, and I have discovered so many mistakes where I really felt embarrassed about committing them. And today I would like to share these with you in order to maybe help you to not commit the same mistakes. But before we dive into today's subject, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss out on my further videos. And if you already know that you're going to like what you see, then please also give it a thumbs up. And now let's get started. I guess we all have those pictures showing us with outfits we wish we never put together. Today I'm sharing my 5 biggest fashion regrets so you don't make the same mistakes. These are the items and styles that looked good in theory and that I thought that they were going to work, but they didn't stand the test of time. My first and probably most horrible mistake were florals. I don't know why, but for some reason, during an extended period of time in my life, I kept buying items with florals. Now, the issue with florals is that they do not look elegant at all. I hardly can think of any florals that really look put together and elevate an outfit. Those floral patterns quickly create disharmony in an outfit. They usually have too many colors going on, and especially if it's small floral patterns, this doesn't look put together at all. But I'm also not a big fan of big floral patterns. Those are commonly seen as more flattering, but honestly, I think, at least for me, they do not work. Now, to make things worse, I didn't only choose items with floral patterns, but also with a very unflattering cut. And actually, this was for one reason. I had my peak with floral patterns in the early stages of my second pregnancy. So it started to show, and I didn't want to tell people yet because I had a miscarriage before and I wanted to keep this as long as possible to myself. I basically wanted to hide my belly and I just looked horrible by doing so. So it was all like white, unshaped cuts and then the floral patterns on top of it. Honestly, just horrible. I mean, pregnant or not, I could do so much better, and especially when you are pregnant. There are so many beautiful ways of really putting your belly into the right spotlight or hiding it if you don't want to show it directly in the early stages. There are other possibilities than what I did here with these blouses and the floral patterns. Now the next thing, and maybe I am guilty of committing this mistake simply because I am German. It is wearing Birkenstocks. I still own a pair of Birkenstocks nowadays and I still use them to go to the beach, for example. But I think while it might be fine to do your gardening in Birkenstocks or to use them for the beach, these are not really sandals that you would use in order to discover a city, go for walks. These are not at all shoes that make you look put together and they do not do you any favor. Birkenstocks are very chunky and it creates the illusion of having big feet. So you can really ruin an outfit by wearing Birkenstocks. And I think what you can see here is quite impressive, that you can do really good on the rest of your outfit. But as soon as you add a pair of shoes that don't match, you just ruin the whole vibe. It's completely done. At least we can learn from my mistake that you should always pay attention to your footwear. And footwear, honestly, was a problem for me that I have been struggling with for many, many years until I finally solved it. And this is also the next point on my list, not matching my shoes to my outfits. In the past, when I found a pair of shoes that were comfortable and that I could walk in, I just paired them with everything. These were my shoes for the season. I would wear them 3 months non-stop on repeat. Afterwards, I would throw them away. Well, this is maybe not the smartest approach unless you might opt for beautiful, sleek kitten heels in a color that matches your skin tone. Then you might get away with this, but not in the way I did it. So here you can see I'm wearing black sandals. The straps cut my feet, so the sandals are flat. Then we have this strap that seems to cut my feet. I create the illusion of having even shorter legs. I am not the tallest person, but here I'm really not doing any favor to my silhouette. And then we have no heel at all. This can work, and in the meantime, I found options to make this work. So think about a pair of sandals in a tan color, but without any straps. If you want to play it safe, you opt for sandals in a color that is super close to your own skin tone, and you make sure that there are no straps, creating this illusion of cutting your feet off your legs. Otherwise, it just doesn't look good. And this is an issue, the straps are an issue that you can even have with heels. As soon as those straps come in, you will always create the illusion of having shorter legs. Of course, there is a time and place where you could, for example, wear black strappy sandals. I could imagine wearing them nowadays with a pair of long pleated pants. If the pants had a wider cut, then the sandals would look quite chic with the pants. I don't think that nowadays I would still opt for black in summer. It's kind of too harsh. Maybe for a pair of boots in winter, yes, always nice, always sophisticated, but in summer, I don't know. Rather go for something nude or a tan color instead. My fourth fashion mistake was not paying attention to proportions. So if I have a look at my outfits from the past, I kind of feel that I grabbed whatever came into my hand out of my wardrobe and I threw it on. As you can see here, this dress has a very beautiful taupe color. So it's a dress, although it looks like a top and a skirt. It's a dress, but the silhouette it creates and this cut here in the middle is not flattering at all. So especially when it comes to the waistline, you should really accentuate your waistline. So maybe this would have worked with a belt. I don't have this dress anymore, so I cannot try this. Probably a belt would have looked better on this. But having something like this, a loose top and then a skirt, which is rather fitted, it's really difficult to look good in such a dress. Honestly, today I wouldn't even buy it. If I had to wear it, maybe I would try it with a belt. Of course, a huge trend like 10-15 years ago was the skinny jeans, and you can see me here wearing a skinny jeans. And again, I feel this cut doesn't do me any favor. And this is the case for most of the women. I don't know why we wear something like this. It kind of looks unbalanced. So what can we do instead? If you want to play it safe, you go for the rule of the thirds. So 1/3 should be your upper body and 2/3 should be your lower body. And you define a waistline. Like this, you automatically have a very defined silhouette. You have a clear upper part and a part which is twice as long as the upper part. And this would always stretch you, this would always look flattering, elegant and very good. The easiest way to create such a look is by adding a belt to your outfit and of course by defining your waist. Usually we do this with a belt. Sometimes you can also do this with the right cut and fit of the clothes that you're wearing. You want to always make sure that you balance your proportions. If you go for very wide legged pants, then you keep your top rather fitted. If you have an oversized top, then you can go for rather slim fit pants. My fifth mistake was not coordinating my new buys with what I already had in my wardrobe. So of course, we all know this. The sales come or we stroll through the city and there we see this amazing piece in the window of a shop and we just want it. So without thinking, we go in, we maybe not even try it on, we just buy the item. And then we come home, we put it into our wardrobe and there it stays maybe forever. This is what usually happened to me in the past because I had no structure. I had no vision about what I wanted to wear, how I wanted to look, and actually what my style was. I simply went shopping and let myself be inspired by what I found. The issue with this approach is that you end up having all kinds of different colors that maybe you cannot really combine because you don't have the matching pieces in your wardrobe, or that you have a collection of so many unique pieces that are so difficult to combine that again you end up not wearing them at all. What to do instead? Before you go shopping, think about what you want to look like. Maybe create a Pinterest board, or maybe look for inspiration on Instagram and find outfits that you feel could look good on you or that you would like to recreate yourself. Pay attention to the colors, the fabrics, the patterns, the cuts. First of all, go through your wardrobe and see what you already have there and what could work for you in order to create the style that you want. And make a list about your missing pieces, and if you want to play it really smart, go shopping during the sale. So you wait for the winter sale in order to buy winter pieces. You wait for the summer sale in order to buy summer pieces. And here I'm not talking about going and buying the latest trends, which are now outdated because the next season they're not going to be trends anymore. Here I'm talking about making smart decisions, like when I want to have a cashmere sweater in beige. This is a timeless piece and I can go and find the cashmere sweater during the winter sale and I can wear this for years to come, no matter what other trends might be there or not. And before you buy something, always try this item on and think of at least 5 different possibilities to combine it with things that you already have in your wardrobe. If you cannot come up with any idea or not at least 5 ideas to combine it, then this item is not for you. Rather go for a piece that fits better in what you already have. My last regret, it's a bonus regret, and it's not really about fashion, but it's about my eyebrows. So I am a millennial, I am a 90s kid, and what we did back then was to overpluck our eyebrows. Merciless. So I plucked and plucked and plucked, and at the end of the day, the result was that I didn't have any eyebrows at all. From my early 20s on up to my 40s, so basically for 20 years, I had this constant struggle with my eyebrows. I wasn't able to find a matching shape and I also couldn't stop plucking them out. Until 2 years ago, I decided to go for a microblading, and this was the best decision that I made in my whole life. It was a complete game changer. So first of all, she gave a structure to my eyebrows and she told me to simply let it grow and that I wouldn't actually need to pluck a lot. Of course, we're lucky nowadays because the thicker eyebrows are on trend. But, you know, after all I have lived through until now, I wouldn't want to go back to thinner eyebrows in the future. I am so happy with the brows I have now. After the microblading treatment 2 years ago, I didn't have any retouch. My eyebrows are still the same that she did back then, and she was completely right. I didn't touch them. I almost do not pluck. And I feel that they really had the chance to recover, to grow again. I don't really have to do a lot with my eyebrows. The only thing I do nowadays when I do my makeup, I put on a freezing gel, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills freezing gel for eyebrows. And this is it. And in order to match the color of my eyebrows to my hair, I also dye my eyebrows once a week. And this is everything I do for my eyebrows. And the big advantage that I have, and I am forever grateful for this, is that I really feel confident now when I do not wear any makeup at all, because the eyebrows are the frame of your face and my frame is there now, so I do not have to do anything more. If I don't want to put on makeup, I do not put on makeup. It's fine. I have a good skin. Even if I choose to not wear makeup, I still look put together because my eyebrows are perfect, I would say. This is what I have for you today. If you like today's content, then please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell in order to not miss out on my further videos. See you in the next one. Stay stylish.